Alright, follow-up video. I think on the drama thing a little bit, just some things that occurred to me. You know, Brett Keane had made a pretty crappy video and he took it down because he got some kind of feeling of Christ, you know, from fake Sagan. And, you know, but he did say, you know, he just throws in these little snarkyisms and it's, you know, to imply that he has like he's on some kind of higher ground. And I just wanted to say, for the sake of saying it, you know, fuck you, Brett. I mean, he's on the lowest ground possible. And, you know, the fact that fake Sagan would even have a conversation with Brett Keane, solicit his counsel or something, even that doesn't seem possible or believable. You know, because Brett Keane is a compulsive manipulator and liar and, you know, just a nasty human being. But I'm just kind of sick of people implying that I'm some sort of hateful person or something because I don't like torture and don't think you should torture things. And that's really all I'm arguing. So I don't think you have a right to torture things. And that makes me hateful. I don't think so. You'll never find evidence of me doing one single malicious thing ever on the internet. I mean, I've never sabotaged anybody, never caballed with anybody to do anything, never really pressed a key ever in a malicious way against anybody, ever. Any kind of backhanded or, you know, anything like that. I honestly express opinions. I've never said anything dishonest, willfully. And this is just such crap. You know, that somebody like a Brett Keane would look down at me. You know, anyway. But it's just kind of funny that people, you know, solicit the counsel of somebody. I mean, Brett Keane is a demonstration of getting what you deserve in a way. The little bit that we ever see on Earth. He sort of looks like he should. He sort of looks like the painting looks like the man. You know, the deeds. Certainly not a guy I take advice from. Doesn't look like he's played a good game. But anyway, it's just, you know, this whole fake Christian thing is just so deplorable, but it always has been. I mean, they're all fakes, they're all liars, they're all phonies. And it irritates me just because I have causes. I have things I actually do care about, and I do think there are things in the world that need to be cared for. And when you see these fake nice people, it just makes you think that, you know, it's almost like the vegan thing with the, you know, on the internet. There's a bunch of vegans pretending they gave a shit about animals or pretending they give a shit about animals, when the reason why they became vegan is because they enjoyed the lifestyle, they liked the health benefits, all that kind of stuff, and they're just kind of playing it as if, oh yeah, I did it because I'm a decent person, and, you know, it's a huge sacrifice, when they did it because they're vain and they like the healthier lifestyle. And, you know, it's this fakeness that is just, you know, it is everywhere. So anyway, I'll read fake Sagan's comment here because it's just kind of a, you know, I mean, it demonstrates how communication is difficult through all this bullshit. But there was one thing, you know, fake Sagan had said something about his channels being taken down. Even that was a little bit, you know, he's sort of playing with that a little bit, like, you know, he was driven off the internet in some kind of real way, like he was a real victim of YouTube censorship. And yeah, that didn't happen. I mean, the fake Sagan channel went down by his own volition. I mean, he was looking to get out, everybody knew it, and he had 2 strikes on his account. He basically, in a defiant manner, said, I'm going to do strike 3, and he did it, and everybody knew it was going to happen. So it wasn't really the system that time. I mean, I lost my account because I got 3 strikes in one day for one image of, you know, a drawing, a naked, you know, barely naked figure art drawing, for fuck's sake. But anyway, I mean, an obvious, you know, real, what do you call that, fascist censorship by YouTube. But anyway, you know, I won't argue details, but, you know, all censorship is bad. Yeah, you know, except of course, the stuff that really has to be censored. Of course, right? But anyway, I did find it curious, though, that both Brett Keane and Tommy from the Bronx, who were, they're the ones arguing that they're the friend of fake Sagan, and they went on and on about the little, whatever, the bad night fake Sagan had on Blog TV. And just kind of funny. Everybody kind of forgets the penis night. But anyway, I mean, it's just kind of funny, that, yeah, people have moments and they're not their best moments. And I get that dragged in my face, too. So, I mean, that happens. But it's just kind of funny when your friends are doing it. When they can't get off the subject. I found it a little bit funny. That's all. That they couldn't even figure out that maybe that's not the best thing for conversation. Just shouldn't keep bringing it up. It doesn't really help any. So again, I just argue that it's like I have more respect for Christianity than either fake Sagan or Brett Keane, and I'm the harder atheist. It's kind of funny because he is sort of playing here, right? I mean, this whole Orthodox Christian, and then even what he comments in this video, and you're just saying, shit, how can I, he's complaining about taking him seriously, and you're just like, well, how can I take any of this seriously? You just keep playing games with words here, But anyway, so Gary, never said I hated you. I don't think I said you hated me. I guess I was sort of implying that it's this thing where, love the sinner, hate the sin kind of thing. I mean, obviously you have a kind of a passion to think that there's something evil possessing me or something, so I'm just saying that element of it. I don't think you ever hated me. I guess you just hate my politics, you hate my whatever it is, even when we were arguing gun violence and all that kind of stuff, I don't think you were saying you hate me. But anyway, but the fact that you took that message from my video just underlies my point. Well, that's not the message I took, and I think the whole video I was basically saying exactly the opposite, that I wasn't taking that message, that I wasn't at all harshly critical. I was even defending the whole process of the conversation. I mean, I didn't even declare any kind of victory here. I even said at the very end, and I showed the image of the wrestlers, that's fake Sagan isn't really saying that. He isn't really saying Gary won. So I don't, it's just funny that even now we're still talking past each other. No matter what I say on YouTube or how I say it, nobody ever believes me. Well, I mean, come on, you have to accept some of that because, it's like Brett Keane. You can't go switching sides, and you can't go through these dramatic changes. I mean, going from what seemed like a kind of a civilized person with, kind of a law and order guy, maybe, yeah, let's smoke marijuana, let's do this and that, but I mean, some guy who had some respect for civilization, and then you go to being an anarchist. These are pretty big swings. And now you're swung to Christian. That's, it's hard to take seriously. It's always a lie or a scam or a put on or I'm trolling. Well, everybody just assumes that your structure seems like there's some certain thing that is fake Sagan, some kernel. And no matter where that kernel goes, you just figure that it's still there. There's the real fake Sagans in there somewhere, even though he's repackaging fake Sagan. That's all. I mean, I don't know if it's a lie or a scam. It's might be thought of as a method. This is the fake Sagan method of, get close and shove the knife in deep, or something. You're not even going to believe the sincerity of this comment I'm typing right now, and neither will anyone else. Well, my only disbelief is that, like I said, there's a whole bunch of layers that you're wrapped in terms of your own history, and you're wrapped in them. It's not my problem. I'm not carrying Blog TV with me. I'm not carrying even our past arguments and any of the insults that went in. I'm not carrying any of this. I'm not carrying baggage. So, but I think you are. I think you're carrying the baggage of your difficult transitions. Well, your transitions, I won't say they were difficult for you. I'm just saying I think you're still dealing with your own reformation. I don't know. That's why I've accepted that making videos isn't worth my time or effort. Yeah, well, I think that's fine. I mean, if you don't find it gratifying or satisfying, and you stated earlier in your video, you made a video basically saying, look, I don't even know what to talk about because my passions are broken. I mean, I don't have any, I don't have hard advice for the world. I don't have hard knowledge of what needs to get done. I don't know how it needs to get done. It's all seems like kind of a, it's fucked up, and I don't have an answer. And you were kind of soliciting conversation rather than making conversation. So I guess, in one moment in this thing, you figured out that, okay, well, inmendham's interesting enough to fiddle with, so I'll poke a stick at it and see what it does. That's okay. But yeah. So I would think the fair thing to say was, I got into this, just seeing if I would regain my, my proficiency, my, get back into the tap dancing game, and then but you just realize I don't want to be a tap dancer. Yeah. Anyway, I've known you long enough to be able to read between the lines and discern that you're displeased with my decision and feel responsible for it. No, I think I mean, you're reading in between lines, and I think I was trying to say exactly the opposite, that I'm not going to celebrate. I'm not going to, pretend I did win something, because I know what winning feels like, and this doesn't feel like winning. I mean, I said those kind of things, implying I know this isn't something, I'm responsible for. I even implied, well, what probably really fucked your head was talking to Brett Keane. It wasn't me. It's just that you realize that, I don't know what you would. I mean, if I don't know how you could not know it already. That the con artists are outnumbering the decent folk in the world, and maybe that's why it's all futile. But anyway, don't. Sorry to bruise your ego. Well, you keep doing this thing where you keep trying to imply that I've gained some ego points, and then you're going to try to snatch them away from me somewhere here. And fortunately for me, as I've stated before, that my ego's in no danger, because the only person's opinion I give a shit about is mine, and I'm doing it. I mean, I can judge me because I can pretty much watch everything I'm doing, and I'm playing a fair game and as good a game as I can play at this time in this moment in history. So I got nothing to apologize for. So yeah, the only thing you bruised was I felt a little bit played, in the sense that I was a little too trusting in the sense that I thought there was a little more sincerity in your conversation about dragging the personal stuff in. I saw that personal stuff was really being used as an effort to manipulate me with my own personal life in some way, and I just, that was a little bit tacky, in my opinion. But this doesn't have nearly as much to do with you as you seem to think. Well, again, you keep saying that I have this thought that it has something to do with me, and I think I've been as clear as I can say it. This has to do with you, and you trying to find a game worth playing. And, maybe you saw my game as being somehow so far out there, so out on a limb, that it was the kind of limb you could saw off. Maybe. I don't know. But I just think from past history, you'd kind of know that I'm, I don't know. I mean, I'm the one still standing, so I just don't think I don't if I was looking for a target, I don't think I'd go after me. But anyway, as for Christopher 7, see, this is the part where you just say, wow, this is Christianity at its best. As for Christopher 7, he's been a whiny, self-entitled SJW doucher for as long as I've known him. Okay, I mean, I've had my disagreements. We had a big fight over some kind of crap. you know, hurt my feelings in the past or something, you know what I'm saying. I mean, he made a, he disagreed with me in some way that I didn't find acceptable, and, you know, it wasn't very nice. But generally speaking, like I said, he's kind of gives you you know, kind of gives you what he is, what he's got, you know, and I don't doesn't seem like some kind of scripted tripe anyway. Anyway, and he can take his opinion and jump off a cliff into a pile of sharp dicks. Just saying. Yeah, I just don't know if that jumping off cliff thing into piles of sharp dicks is really, you know, Russian Orthodox, but maybe. You know, they have some kinky shit going on up there, I'm sure. I mean, you know, it's cold. They got to do some kind of wacky crap, so, you know, maybe they have lots of dick punishments. You know, penance. You know, instead of whipping yourself with chains, you know what I mean, you whap the sinner with a dick or something. And, you know, sure, they could probably come up with some kind of wacky shit like that. Wacky. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I don't know what to say to that. I mean, I'm not going to dump on Christopher 7. I mean, I don't have the same history. So yeah, you know, I'm sure people can have their own history of people and find them insufferable, and so you're entitled to that opinion, I suppose. That impression. Alright, so I just wanted to say that. And, I mean, I just want to respond since the comment will go away, I suppose, when he closes his account. So I just thought I'd acknowledge it. And I don't want to keep last wording or something. I'm really not trying to trump anything here. You know, I'm, you know, it was an interesting interaction, and you know, me and Fake Sagan probably wouldn't be like the best of friends or something in a real life circumstance, because, you know, we have fundamentally different ways of looking at things, I suppose, and I'm sure we have different interests and, you know, and all that kind of crap. It doesn't, you know, there's other people where I think I could probably hang out easier with than Fake Sagan, even though I hate them. It's like Piro or something. It's probably easier for our personalities to deal with each other than me and Fake Sagan, where, you know, there's a kind of a tension that might just lead to a point where we say, I gotta punch you, you know, or something like that. We might really feel a need to, you know, do some kind of gunslinger thing. You know, it's that kind of thing, I guess. Maybe we're just too, you know, there'd be a little bit of apprehension or something. I don't know. It's hard. It's very hard to judge, because you can't really step past the fact that no matter who he no matter all the versions of Fake Sagan that have been, none of them, they all kind of get worse instead of better from a Gary perspective, right? I mean, he started off as a nihilist atheist type who was just, you know, my critique was that this is not a good symbol of atheism. Nihilism is not smart. So that was my critique. I mean, science doesn't say be a nihilist. And the very fact that he was the Fake Sagan and he was just kind of nihilistic, there's another reason to say, geez, you know, Carl Sagan was, you know, yeah, he was too much of a pussy, but I'm just saying, yeah, it just wasn't, it was too harsh. And then, you know, then the anarchy thing was impossible, and the Christian thing is impossible for me. I can't go anywhere with that. I mean, there's no common ground and all that kind of shit. So let's see if there's anything else. I don't know if anybody else said anything that's, you know, worth commenting on. I suppose this is, you know, as people will see, this is all, it's all kind of another manipulation. Like, I'm going to take down my channel, everybody mirror my videos. You know, it's one way to get your videos all over the place. So yeah, you know, I'm sorry, but yeah, that's the cynicism, you know. And especially, like I said, if you were talking to Brett Keane, that's all Brett Keane knows is gimmicks and shams and, you know, manipulations, and you know, it's all he's got. He's a, you know, he's kind of in a way, you know, just as a metaphor, there's the guy who's, you know, there's a snake oil salesman, you know, an actual snake oil salesman, in the movie Little Big Man, and it's kind of funny because he keeps getting tarred and feathered and pieces hacked off of him for each time he gets caught being a criminal. And later in the movie he's like missing one hand and half of one leg and most of the other leg or something. It's been whittled down, and it's just kind of funny, that and Dustin Hoffman makes some kind of line at them. Well, they're whittling you down a bit or something, just kind of. And Brett Keane just kind of, he has that whittled down look in the opposite direction, I suppose. But it's just like, yeah, he just gets to be more and more of a disaster. Reclamated. Yeah, he's wrecked by his reclamation. But anyway, I don't even know if that's necessary to throw in there, but it is just kind of a them who can't teach or something. Just kind of bizarre. Yeah. So, I think that's it. I don't think there was anything else I had to throw in here. Let's see, we're going to leave YouTube. They come right back. Don't expect anyone to take my announcement seriously at all. I didn't expect, okay. Whatever. So I guess he's doing this now. No one takes me seriously, so it's not a serious announcement. I don't know what to... I'm gullible, to tell you the truth. So, I'm all the time, letting people, accidentally, step on my face, and then okay, it was, all right, it was an accident. It usually takes 2 or 3, you have to burn me a few times before I'm at all suspect, but whatever. I'll concede that, yes, this all seems a little bit too convoluted. That's all it is for me, okay? It's just way too complicated. None of it's in any standard form. So you can't see it as legitimate because it's not like real baseball or something. It doesn't have any of the right stuff in it, so you just don't know what's, maybe the seat's got a spring under it or something. I just can't, It's disconcerting. Yeah, that's it. It's coming from an angle you're just not used to, so you don't know what to do with it. So, I don't know what to do with it, so I'm just dealing with it in this manner, but I don't want to be misunderstood either. So, here's my simplest clarification possible. And now back to regular scheduled programming, one should hope, and such. But yeah, happy trails, good luck, and all that kind of crap. And I don't really give a shit whether you leave for a day or a year or what you do, or I'm just saying. First, know thyself and do no harm and whatever. Don't take any wooden quarters. Blah blah blah. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, is there such a thing? Anyway, till next time.